According to YouTube's guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate are documentary by nature and do not glorify the use of drugs. Both abide by the community safety guidelines and are eligible for monetization. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs. Instead, it attempts to be non-biased while delivering vital life-saving information disguised as entertainment. We do not display graphic use. There are no scenes showcasing drug consumption, and any insinuation of use should be taken as satirical at best. Thanks, YouTube.
And don't forget to visit our Patreon page after the video for extra content and behind-the-scenes footage that only our patrons get to see. I love you, mother.
Oh boy. Oh, we might blast off. Oh boy. Getting those visuals, baby. Just breathe. Alright guys, so in today's video what I'm going to be doing is comparing the effects of 5-MeO-DMT with NN-DMT. 5-methoxy-dimethyltryptamine is what's also known as the God molecule, and NN-DMT, which is most commonly just called DMT, is what most people know as the spirit molecule. Now this video is going to take place in 3 parts, because first, in order to give you guys the complete spectrum of potential effects, we're going to compare a low dose of each compound, followed by a medium dose of each compound, followed by a high dose of each compound. Now, I am filming this intro after already recording, my experiences, and not to spoil anything, but I got a little overzealous with the 5-MeO-DMT, and I did do a low dose first, but then I went for seconds, and you kind of get to see, like, what a regular dose looks like. Yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into my next long-winded intro screen. I hope you guys all enjoy. The following documentary not only illuminates both the differences and the similarities between what are arguably the most profound substances found anywhere on this planet, it also illuminates the profound and ridiculous nature of this war on drugs. You see, NN-DMT, which is a naturally occurring tryptamine found in hundreds if not thousands of plants and animals, which is relatively safe, is also illegal in most places across the world. On the other hand, we have 5-MeO-DMT, which is also found in many plants and animals across the world. Well, in Canada specifically, it is legal to obtain, it is more potent, and it's potentially more dangerous. For example, NN-DMT is often mixed with an MAOI, a monoamine oxidase inhibitor, and consumed as a brew that is called Ayahuasca. It's a visionary plant medicine that is usually safe to consume as long as you're not also taking antidepressants or stimulants or other drugs. On the other hand, if someone were foolish enough to mix 5-MeO-DMT with an MAOI and consume it, they would die. I mean, the primary effect would be death. In fact, 5-MeO-DMT has potential for harm even when it's just taken on its own, even when it's just smoked. Many users have reported negative and troubling effects such as respiratory depression, sometimes which can last as long as 30 seconds to a minute, in which case the user is just totally not breathing and they've turned blue or purple. I know, it's some scary stuff, right? I've also read one report of a person who consumed 5-MeO-DMT while they were drunk, who ended up choking to death on their own vomit. It's for these very reasons, for these safety concerns, that the creators of this documentary do not advise that anyone watching consumes 5-MeO-DMT. However, we also understand that people aren't going to listen to us and they're going to take it no matter what someone says. And it's also for those reasons that, videos like this exist so that I can help you guys learn how to be safe. So if you are going to take it, you know the ins and outs and, what to do to keep you alive. However, a lot of you guys might be sitting there scratching your heads, asking yourselves, why on earth would anyone even want to take this stuff? Well, to contrast some of the grim effects that I've already mentioned, researchers have found that when giving rats a single dose of 5-MeO-DMT, it promoted neurogenesis, which is some crazy effing shit. And of course, just regular schmucks like you and me who have consumed 5-MeO-DMT have stated that it was the single most profound and beneficial experience of their life. People have said that it helped them reach that nirvana, spiritual enlightened, Satori, Buddha, Christ consciousness, whatever the heck you want to call it, state, or even on a more practical level, it helped show them what was important in life and it helped them, start walking on the right path. Of course, it can just help you get to the path. Once you get there, you still gotta walk on it on your own, which is full of its own challenges. This is life, man. These psychedelics aren't gonna hand you all the answers on a silver platter. You don't just get to eat them and then get to do whatever the F you want in a hedonistic lifestyle. No. Don't want to make this seem like these people take this stuff and then it cures all their problems. It can just help get you in the right direction. Arguably, there's safer compounds that can do the same thing, but teach their own. But anyway, let's move on to my next speech. When do these videos actually start? It's just like intro after intro after. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy this video and I hope you learned something, and please be safe, everyone. Okay, are we done? Can I take the lab coat off? Oh my god. Plus 25 bonus points of intelligence are now leaving me. It's no secret that I haven't really been exploring DMT for a long time now. It was a compound that I used to have quite a great deal of experience with, and I definitely always was afraid of. As for 5-MeO-DMT, this is a compound that I've never tried before, meaning these experiments are also just for me to finally know from, an anecdotal point of view, a personalized point of view, what the real differences are, so that now when I'm talking about them, I'm not just going to be speaking out of my ass or based off other people's experiences that I've read online. That's, one of the reasons why I'm doing this, and if not for my own personal reasons, to help me through some hurdles that I currently find myself faced with in life. And I finally believe that psychedelics are not the answer. It really does come down to practicing mindfulness, which is going to be learned through meditation and observing thoughts and disconnecting from being the one who's always experiencing your feelings to observing the feelings from the outside in instead of from the inside out. That, I have learned, is going to play the largest role in any kind of self-development or healing. The psychedelics aren't even as much of a hack as they are a glimpse into what is possible once you put the work in on your own. Just to ensure that I'm coming at this from a clear, unadulterated headspace, I will be consuming these compounds on different days, generally right in the morning, while my neurochemistry is, the most refreshed and reset, and while I'm in the best mood, even at a low dose, set and setting is a real thing. I'm also going to make it clear that even on a low dose, I will not be consuming 5-MeO-DMT alone. It is advised that you have someone around just for your own well-being, just so that you don't freak out, so that you know that if you do experience some trouble breathing, there's someone nearby who can take care of you or call you an ambulance if so need be. Now, unfortunately, due to YouTube's guidelines, we are unable to display any form of drug consumption, even though 5-MeO-DMT is actually a completely legal research chemical within Canada. So for that reason, I will not be displaying the actual consumption of it. I will be displaying the effects. However, if you do want to see the full unedited version, I have posted that video onto my website, which is psychedsubstance.com. So yeah, if you want the uncut version, go there. But to be honest, you're really not missing much. Anyway, without further ado, let's get crack-a-lackin', baby. Let's jump into this. Guinea Pig Adam is back. Whew. Am I shaky at all? Oh. Even a light dose of DMT can be a pretty intense experience, man. To say I was a little nervous would be an understatement. Now, before we move forward, I would just like to get myself into a calm, meditative state, if that's possible. So just give me 1 second here. Reaffirm some affirmations to myself. I am strong. I am powerful. No matter what I'm feeling, I deeply and completely accept myself. I am ready and willing to handle whatever my mind or subconscious feels I am deemed ready to witness or experience. I have the strength and courage to simply breathe through any and every challenge. What's more is I recognize that a challenge can be a fun adventure, and without them, life arguably wouldn't be worth living. I am ready. I hate being a liar, but fuck that. Feeling a slight teeth chattering. Feeling like a warm blanket is melted into my skin. Visually, my interpretation of light is a little altered, seeing some slight breathing on the chairs before me. Slight buzzing in the back of my head as my mind is extremely clear. Internal dialogue. It's very difficult to hear. That internal warmth increases with each breath. It almost feels like, it does feel like an outside of myself presence is trying to wrap my body in warmth to help calm my nerves down. It feels like it's gently guiding me through this. It wants me to just breathe and surrender and stop holding on so tightly. Primarily, I'm just feeling a lot of physical sensations and warmth. It feels like it's emanating from solar plexus and just like my heartbeat. It's just pulsating out throughout my whole body and exiting through my fingertips. And largely characterized by initially fear of, oh shit, am I getting taken somewhere that I'm not ready to be? But once I realized I wasn't going anywhere, the fear subsided. I imagine on a higher dose that fear would have the potential to multiply as things didn't subside. But that, I feel, is an internal dialogue, that is something that I've personally programmed that I need to, or that I could, if I so choose, let go of. It's only scary if you view it as being taken, but if you're willingly ready to go, how could there be fear present? This experience has been colored with warm clarity. I can see the trees out my window, and I don't know if it's that they look inviting or Just watching as the wind blows the leaves. Just really watching nature feels like the shit that I need to say to sound like some kind of enlightened fool sitting on a couch. I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I got a little bit of a cold. I've just been snorting too much cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. Just a cold. This is a substance that I told myself I was never interested in trying, and now here I am doing a video comparison. I'm a little nervous. Okay, I'm pretty nervous. I know you'd be like, why are you nervous? It's only like, I don't know, 5 milligrams. Well, the difference, according to Psychonaut Wiki, from a low dose to a regular dose is 1 milligram. So a low dose is like 3 to 5, and then a regular dose starts at 6. And I don't really feel like I'm ready, at least not today, to meet God. Just some deep breaths. Here, let's get this, let's get to the trippy blanket on. Whew. All right, boy. All right, boy. Okay guys, this is the final warning. I promise. I just need to make it absolutely clear that the following is being shown for educational purposes. The reason why I make these videos is not to encourage anyone to try anything. It's mainly to show you that if you are going to take something, which again I don't advise, but how to do it in a safe way so you don't hurt yourself. Like, these compounds come with very real risks. The fact is, regardless of what we say, people are going to take substances and they need to know how to do so in a safe way, which is why videos like this exist. Hope you get something out of this, because I'm tired of making empty content. I'm ready to make stuff that, help people for real. Thank you. Oh, guess I got it all in that one hit. I wanted to allow a moment of silence to just try to get a feel for this without trying to put on any kind of performance for the camera. And taste-wise, it tasted pretty much exactly like NN-DMT. The ring light that I'm sure you can see reflecting in my eyes, giving me a demonic appearance, is looking quite bright. I can definitely hear the silence. I know that sounds crazy. It manifests itself as, I believe it's that DMT ringing that people talk about. Yeah, I can hear a slight buzzing in the air. Breathing feels fine. I do feel slight warmth, not as much as with 10 milligrams of NN-DMT, but 5 milligrams of this, there's definitely some warmth that's starting to build across my skin. No visuals whatsoever. With the NN-DMT, I was starting to see what looked like patterns that were just on the verge of exploding, now it's really just an increase in brightness. I feel a very strong sense of calm. To be fair, I'm not quite sure I got enough. I'm not feeling anything frightening at all. Yeah, kind of warm and relaxed, really. My head feels clear. It's really feeling very similar. About half as much of the body warmth, though. I feel very, very calm and relaxed. Anxieties have kind of been stripped away. Really not what I was expecting, even from a low dose. That's strange. I feel much more lucid than I did on the low dose of NN-DMT. I think we're going to try another few milligrams just to make sure that this is a fair comparison. Right, this should still, like, this still counts as a low dose, I would think. Or maybe I blast off. I don't know. We'll find out. You know, sometimes scales mess up. I'm not quite sure if that was 4 or 5 milligrams. I mean, the scale said it was, but I want this to be a fair comparison. So now we're basically upping it to like 7 for a light dose. Let's give it a try. Oh boy. Yeah, that one was more than 7. Oh, we might blast off. Now I'm feeling a lot of tingling. Oh boy. Now this feels like DMT. Getting those visuals, baby. Just breathe. Very nauseous. Enhanced saliva production. Very strange visuals. Very different, yet similar to NN-DMT. Also with quite a bit of relation to LSD, oddly enough, in high doses. That's where my mind goes right now. Visuals are very strange. My skin looks very scaly. Like I can see each particle of skin and the way that each little palette reflects light, like it's very sharp looking. Yeah, that was 8 to 10 milligrams total. As you can see by the amount of smoke, if you're on the website version. If not, if you're watching this on YouTube, then we had to cut that out. But I exhaled a lot of smoke. That was, like I said, these scales aren't totally accurate. I think I totaled maybe 10 plus milligrams on the light dose. It's kind of a mix of a light anyway. Nearly blasted off there. Nausea was real. These laughs are kind of just
kind of happy that I made it through that. That was unexpected and freaky. As I exhaled, and I realized that I smoked a little more than I thought. My first instinct was, oh shit. Holy fuck, what have we gotten ourselves into? Oh gosh. And then instantly I thought about my safety, and it was both reassuring and yet it didn't really mean squat, knowing that there was a trip sitter here. So I'm grateful for the trip sitter. I think without just the knowledge that there was someone here, in case I stopped breathing, it would have been a lot more freaky. And then probably just because of my programming, knowing that it can cause shortness of breath. But see, the thing is, NN-DMT does this too, so I was really curious if it's that much different. Thank goodness for having like my very novice understanding of meditation. I've been meditating at least for the past week or so, and that definitely helped prepare me for this. No word of a lie. I just focused on counting my breaths. I counted my breaths in and out, and that reassured my brain that I was breathing, because again, NN-DMT feels, if not the same, with the lack of breath, at least from my experience. I knew that I was breathing in and out, but it didn't feel like I was getting any oxygen. It was weird. It's a really weird sensation. And I can see how that could freak people out. I know as soon as I exhaled that breath, it came on really, really fast. Everything started going bzzz. There wasn't that same like ripping through reality carrier wave sound that you get with NN-DMT, but there was some kind of a sound starting. Visually speaking, I could see visuals start to manifest, and it almost looked like there was ripples happening throughout reality. Like you threw like a handful of pebbles into a lake and you saw those little ripples go. That's what everything looked like in front of me. It's very strange. Right now my skin feels both warm and cold. Now as the effects are wearing down, you saw that I spit a lot there. There was a very high increase of mucus production. I did feel nauseous, and I've read about people feeling nauseous on 5-MeO. I still do a little bit. As I'm sure you can tell just by the fact that I'm talking, I'm capable of breathing fine again. I think really that just took me by surprise, because I wasn't expecting that intensity. I mean, as soon as I exhaled, and I think I said something like, oh boy, visuals, the ripples were happening, and I could hear the noise go a little bit. I definitely went into a bit of a panic there. Feels good knowing that I made it through, though. Really good. There were definitely some flashes of thought, like, oh no, I need to run upstairs for help. Very happy I didn't. Happy that I sat and made it through this. First impressions, definitely feels more grounded than NN-DMT. I mean, at least at that was kind of like, that was a lower end of an average dose. Still an average dose in total, but lower end. Definitely not breakthrough level. Like when the ripples were happening, that's kind of like the start of maybe entering a tunnel. When my eyes were closed, I wasn't really getting any visuals of going anywhere, but I did feel like something unperceivable was happening. If that makes any string of logical sense, I don't know. That's what it felt like. The taste and the feeling in my throat, similar if not identical to NN-DMT. Yeah. It's kind of like a wet feeling. Like I'm sitting here in wet clothes, but they're completely dry. Yeah, very strange. It's like a cold warmth. Like warm, like you're out in the summer showers, like warm, wet rain. Very, very bizarre, man. With like a sense of rejuvenation. And I definitely feel some egoic pride for making it through that. Although I don't know if it's egoic pride or just feeling good, like I'm working my way up to being able to handle fear again. I mean, I just sat here and I counted my breaths. I prepared for the worst, which was knowing I might be facing my death, and almost got there, knocking on death's door, but didn't hit that breakthrough. That was definitely more intense than 10 milligrams of DMT. The lingering effects of this just general calmness this wash of relaxation. It's very similar to NN-DMT, but I feel like this is elongated for sure. I mean, keep in mind my reference experience is very limited, as that was my first time ever trying 5-MeO, and you beautiful folks get to catch that live, but it didn't have the same color hue. In fact, hues remained normal. Instead, like I said, it just greater visual acuity, sharper, definitely sharper is an easy way to put it, but not digitized, and no color filters on anything. No, not at all. I mean, if anything, I'd go as far as to say things look more whitewashed, but that could also just be because this ring light is very fluorescent. Effects are wearing down though, definitely. I'm not sure how long I've been recording. I'm sure there will be 2 versions, and the white website one will be a lot more elongated. Movement normal. Things still look a little bright. Almost totally back now. Let's check the time on this. Holy shit. I've been recording for 30 minutes. Does not feel like 30 minutes have passed. So maybe I did go somewhere for a second. I don't know. Perception of time has definitely been affected, because there's no way that feels like 30 minutes have passed. All right then. Would I do it again? I mean, I'm gonna have to. This is part 1 of 3. We still have to do 2 more doses, even though I kind of hit the regular dose in this one. Just make it the high end of regular and then the high end of high. Oh shit. I might actually vomit. I'm definitely feeling less anxious about trying this again, because that was not even half as bad as I thought it was going to be. You could chalk that up to the fact that I have been meditating almost what feels like in preparation for this. I mean, I've been meditating for other reasons, but it definitely helps, man. That's really what I would just want to push here, is counting my breaths, which I don't do when I meditate. I try not to use techniques like that, but that's kind of like it's almost like a self-hypnosis technique, counting breaths. Yeah, that really helped. Helped reassure me that not only I could breathe, but that I still had some, resemblance of control over my mind. And I also really focused on not trying to move. I think that's huge. And I've learned this from NN-DMT before. Anytime an NN-DMT trip started getting scary, it's usually because I would try to get up, and I'd try to control my body to show my ego that I still was here. Meanwhile, it's best if you just focus with all of your being on not trying to move, because there's the very real chance that if you try, you won't be able to, and that could really make you panic even more. So it's best to acknowledge before you do it that you're not even going to try. And again, back on the meditation wagon. Wow, I've been listening to that Sam Harris app, Waking Up with Sam Harris. Asshole tricked me. After the 5th one, he's like, now you must pay $18.99 a month to continue. And that's $20 a month for meditation app. Someone's at the door. We got a hoodie delivery. I'm selling these Psyched Substance hoodies, and I think I've got another 400 at my door. Great timing. I guess with that, we'll reconvene in a little bit. I'll go get these hoodies. And I'm back, wearing the Psyched Substance hoodie. That's pretty funny timing, actually. If you do want to pick one of these up, you can visit the link below, psychedsubstance.shop, and you can pre-order one. By the time you watch this, they might not even be pre-orders anymore. You might actually be able to go on, make an order, and have it be shipped out relatively soon. Anyway, 20-30 minutes after dosing, I feel completely normal. I feel normal, but better. Primarily because I made it through that. That was pretty intense for a couple minutes there, and I breathed through it, and I feel a sense of empowerment for making it through that. Not only that, I feel a sense of relaxation. Calmness has been wrapped around my day, and I feel very little anxiety at all. And I've been having quite a bit of anxiety lately. Yeah, I feel very calm and relaxed. Screw benzos. I'm not trying to eat while I film. I just have this overwhelming desire to eat food right now. I think that just comes along with being human. Haven't had lunch. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a big thumbs up, and let me know below what other compounds you would like to see compared. And you can also subscribe to this channel for more psychedelic related content. As you can see, I've been on a bit of a hiatus, and now we are returning back to our psychedelic roots. I've been taking these breaks to battle my demons, And shockingly, I've been winning this time. Anyway, before I ramble on forever, see all of you beautiful people in the next episode. Take care, guys.